What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with stock number 5, not in any particular order, ticker is DPRO, so Dragonfly, sitting at 13.21. Over the last 1 year, it is up 300%, and then over the last 1 month alone, up 159%. A lot of good information right here, so feel free to pause the video and go through it if necessary. This is what they do. So aerospace and defense, 53 employees, founded in 98, based out of Canada, but 12.1% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 2.56 million shares. So shorts have been extremely reactive to the stock price, going from about, looks like 4.5% short interest to a peak of almost 15%. So in general, shorts are very overextended with this stock. So I like to always have on this list stocks that have some good pre-existing momentum, and in many cases, shorts just being overextended. Short score 78.77. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And there's basically around 50,000 shares available to be shorted. So very limited supply. Cost to borrow on a side note is 92.3 through IBKR. So most likely you could be seeing some buying from big players this next couple of trading days, because big money will love to buy this stock just for the purposes of lending it out. Happens all the time with a lot of the big names, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. So again, that could really help to push it even higher because of all that buying. So add this one to your watch list. Moving on to the next one, ticker is PYXS, sitting at 323. Over the last 1 year, it is up 1.25%, so nothing overly crazy, but over the last 1 month, up 73.6%. This is what they do. Right over here. So it's a biotech, 44 employees, founded in 2018, and it is based out of good old Boston in the States. 11.08% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 4.14 million shares. So this stock is very interesting, and I wanted to bring this up. So not only does it signal that shorts are very overextended, so DTC is sitting at 6.18 days. So that kind of shows a magnitude of a potential squeeze. So DTC factors in the average volume for this stock in comparison to number of shares being shorted. But just drawing your attention over here, so 4.14 million shares overall are being shorted. On loan, 3.32 million. So math isn't mathing. There's more shares being shorted than on loan. So this is a very clear indication that there is naked shorting happening, despite basically shorts not really doing all that much. So no real spike. They've been hovering around that 11% range for the last month and a half. And so yeah, this one could be pinched out, so you might be seeing some crazy price action. Again, the fact that shorts are doing something behind the scenes that's relatively sketchy might really work in the stock's favor to really propel it higher. During the pre-market, which is when I'm doing this video, shorts are returning already 77,000 shares. Through IBKR, does indicate roughly around 300,000 shares is available to be shorted, although cost to borrow is very low, so 0.44. So that might really be a natural deterrent to avoid buying. So you might not be seeing all that much in buying over the next couple of trading days because of that cost to borrow. So something to keep in mind. Moving on to the next one, ELBM, sitting at 471. Had a very nice spike to, looks like 870. Since then it's been consolidating, which is fairly normal. But over the last 1 year, still up 86.14%, and then over the last 1 month, still up 476%. So any stock running up that amount, you're going to have a certain level of consolidation. And plus, at the same time, there's been a lot of just things in the broader market that have been interesting, and more specifically tensions between China and the States. But that still being said, there's a lot of good momentum with this stock, so definitely that is a positive. But this is what they do. So it is based out of Canada, diversified metals and mining, 23 employees, founded in 2011. Aside from that, 22.68% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 4.02 million shares. Short score 81.3. Shorts have been extremely reactive to the stock price, so causing it from about, looks like 0.99% short interest back in August to all-time high numbers that we're currently at right now. So kind of shows that if there is some more momentum with the stock price, and shorts might get pinched out. So again, shorts definitely being overextended is definitely something to keep in mind. But through IBKR does indicate a lonely 35 shares is available to be shorted. Cost to borrow average 549%. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate, but still only 35 shares available. You'll most likely will be seeing a lot of big buying, and because that cost to borrow is very juicy. So definitely that could really push it higher, even though during the pre-market it is down right now a little bit, down 0.42%, nothing crazy, but you could be seeing some buying over the next couple of trading days. So add this one to your watch list. Moving on, ticker is BJDX, sitting at roughly 350. It's going down a little bit during the pre-market, but over the last 1 year, down 35.78%. Over the last 1 month, up 125%. Getting a lot of good volume on the as well. So healthcare equipment is the industry, 2015, and they are based out of the States. 52.7% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 542,000 shares. So shorts have been very reactive. So ultimately bringing it from about 6-7% short interest that was on October the 6th to where it is now. So things are going crazy. And this seems to be exactly what shorts do. They double, triple down just to try to kill momentum, and then they just return like everything. So that's something to keep in mind. Potentially might happen this time around. Of course, squeeze plays are very difficult to predict, but if, let's say, the market does continue to move higher, and based on Powell's comments yesterday, potentially rate cuts might be coming down the pipeline. Market seems to be very, very hyped up. So potentially this time could be a little bit different. This is why the action, price action with shorts is very abnormal. So it's not normally like what they've done in the past, where it's just been one very, very large spike and then they taper off. This has been numerous attempts. So this one does feel a little bit different, but regardless, just do your own due diligence, of course. Short score on a side note is 80.6. Through IBKR does indicate 35,000 shares is available to be shorted, and cost to borrow average is 10.7. So kind of on the low end, but it still could prompt some buying, probably from the lower grade institutions, but still that could add a certain level of buying, enough so that it might pinch potentially shorts out. So add this one to your watch list. And then last but not least, ticker is CRML. So this one is sitting at 29.97. So this one got a lot of hype because of Trump's comments and just the tensions with China. But over the last 1 year, it is up 346%. Over the last 1 month, up 373. So definitely doing some, having some good price action there. Diversified metals and mining, based out of the British Virgin Islands. So kind of interesting for that. 14.61% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 6.5 million shares overall being shorted. Short score 77.08. Shorts have been really doubling down even prior to Trump's comments. Looks like shorts have been really doubling down on this stock, causing it to go from about 2.2% short interest to all-time highs right now. So two of the stocks I did bring up have and are at all-time high short interest numbers. One is being naked shorted, so kind of interesting grouping here, but nonetheless, 200,000 shares is available to be shorted. Cost to borrow is 40.23. So this one definitely could be seeing some buying, no different than what we saw during the pre-market, where it went from about, or I guess overnight based on the timing right there, went from around 7,000 to 150,000. So one institution did buy for the purposes of lending it out, went down to 75, so it was already used up and lent out, and then went back up to 300. So definitely a lot of activity is happening with this stock, so that could really help propel it higher. So add all these stocks to your watch list. If there's any other squeeze plays that you are watching, let me know. Throw some tickers in the description below. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.